Hello, everybody. There we go. Welcome back to both the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I hope you guys are well and that you are all having a good. What day is it? Friday. That's what day it is. It's Friday. So, we're gonna try something a little bit different. I'm going to try to bring you a bit of a variety type of stream. I'm gonna try to do some informational stuff at the beginning of the show, do some just chatting, and then switch it over to gaming and just cover a little bit more of everything that I like to talk about and do, and just cover a bit more bases and categories and hopefully get a bit of better viewership going. So I hope everyone's doing well. Let's pop over to the Twitch chat because I've got YouTube chat open on my phone. Hello, Buttercup. Hello, glad to have you here. So yeah, I've got a video that we're going to watch in a moment. But first, I'd like to rant about something really quickly. What the hell is going on with doctors? Oh, I'm good, Buttercup. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just kind of trying to plow through this funk that I'm feeling a little bit. So I'm just trying to, I took a shower, just dressed up nice, and trying to push things on and just get over shit. That's all. Just get over my bad mood. But yeah, what is it with doctors? And why is it that doctors now seem to not care about their patients? I don't understand this. I feel like doctors don't take a Hippocratic oath anymore, and that they just are there to just have the title of doctor and get the money. Because my primary care physician, for example, she was great when she first started. She was young, she was new to, she was just finished her residency, and she actually wanted to get to the bottom of medical issues. And she's been a member of the the practice that was where my old family doctor was a member of. And in a number of about 5 years, she has gone from wanting to fix any sort of issue you came to her with to I called her for some woman issues, and she told me that when I came into the office, I would have to self-swab. She wanted me to swab my own down there. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't know what area I'm supposed to be swabbing. And second of all, I'm blind. And third of all, why the hell aren't you doing the swabs? What, next time if I come in for strep, am I going to have to stick the tongue depressor in my mouth with one hand and the Q-tip in my mouth with the other hand and do it myself? What the fuck? It's true, Buttercup. You rarely find a doctor anymore that actually gives a shit. She won't even take blood pressure. If you've got blood pressure issues, you've got to book an appointment. They hook you up. They put you in a room by yourself and hook you up to the blood pressure machine. They don't use the cuff anymore in that office. Meanwhile, my son's pediatrician still uses the sphygmomanometer, but my primary care physician's no, that's not the standard of care anymore. It's what the fuck is the standard of care now? And then I went to get my hip looked at, and my primary care physician referred me to this person. And she's like, no, they're like a bone thing. It's called a pain clinic, but they require imaging. They need, like, they know about, like, bone structure and everything like that. So I'm like, okay. So I go there, and this doctor is like, he asks me how I went blind. First of all, he goes, just come this way, and he sees me pull out my cane, and he's still walking away, and goes, oh, do you need help, while he's walking away. And I'm like, I'll follow your voice, right? Then we get into the thing. He asks me how I lost my sight. I tell him, and he goes exactly like this. He goes, oh, that's heartbreaking. Like oh, it's raining outside. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It's like, wow, dude, holy shit. And then he even makes this comment. He goes, so your senses are probably a bit better than most people's. And then he starts yawning while he's talking, like gape-mouthed yawning while he's trying to talk to me. Not even trying to cover his mouth, right? He's just, like, you could probably see his tonsils if you had working eyes, right? And then he's like, I can hear him while he's typing. He's like scratching and picking at his beard, and I'm like, dude, fucking comb your beard in the shower more and you'll be fine. Just, that's gross. And then he's like, oh, so your x-rays are clear, but that doesn't mean you're not in pain. I don't really go by imaging anyway. And I'm like, then why? I'm thinking, then why did you make me go for x-rays if you don't go by imaging? And then we have the best one. Then we have the best thing. He goes, hey, there's Pink Hollow in chat and YouTube. Then we have the kicker. He goes, so you sprained your SI joint, your sacral iliac joint, and you probably did it like the first time when you fell back when you were a teenager carrying books, and you can do steroid shot. It'll probably just be one. It should just be one. And I'm like, how could I have 20 years ago? You're telling me I sprained a joint 20 years ago. He goes, yes. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I don't want steroid injections. I know people who have had them, and that hasn't worked. I don't want that. And the minute I said I didn't want steroid shots, it was like he just decided the consult was done. He was like, oh, well, there's like anti-inflammatories that you can take that I would recommend a stomach pill with. Or, there's, stretching that might help. But, here's my card if you want the shot. Basically, like, oh, well, if you want to be in pain, fine. But, you can actually take this shot, or you can be in pain. It's up to you. And it's like, really? That's the way you're gonna treat patient, like, that's your patient care? Holy crap. I'm flabbergasted at this point. And he goes, do you have any questions? And I go, no, that's pretty much what I expected you to say. And he didn't get it. And I explained to him, I'm like, I can't come, like, because this is all the way back in the region we used to live in. I'm like, I can't come back into town for shots. I don't want shots. I want the pain fixed. I don't want it blocked. So basically, that's my take, is doctors now don't really care about YouTube or about patients. And it's sad. It's it's like doctors used to be the person that you could go to and be like, okay, I might not get news that I like, but at least I'll have a diagnosis. At least I will um, be able to get things fixed. And now it's like, well, what's the point in going to a doctor? It's and there's people who say, look for functional medicine doctors. It's like, okay, but when you live in a small town, that's not necessarily possible, right? And again, once you have a family doctor, you can't just up and jump ship because there's literally no doctors. There's like, in Ontario alone, I think it's something like 6 million people who don't have a doctor right now. And basically just have to go to urgent care or the ER anytime they need a doctor. So that's a scary concept. And it just, it makes me sad, and it makes me angry that we used to be a country with great health care. And now it's not anything like that. And it's pathetic. And that's my rant about doctors. I wish that there were good actually, the only good doctor that I have found right now is my psychiatrist. And I think, again, it's because he practices in a smaller town setting. I feel like if you're a doctor in a big city at this point, you've kind of lost your empathy as a doctor and your compassion, because you're just seeing patient after patient after patient that it doesn't affect you as it used to. And I feel like big city doctors just don't care, and it's sad. So now we're gonna switch over to our live scene, and we're going to go over yesterday's question period, because if you saw my video yesterday afternoon, the Conservatives have discovered some government documents and CSIS reports, CSIS being our intelligence service, that have laid bare the massive scope of the security breach back in 2019 of our top public health agency lab out of Winnipeg. And we've also learned just how much of a cover-up the Trudeau government sought to undertake in regards to this breach. And so I would like to share with you the exchange in question period, and it's pretty lengthy. Mr. Poilievre is not present in this question period, neither is Justin Trudeau, but there are a few very well-spoken members of Parliament that take up the Conservative talking point. I am going to skip a little bit because it starts off in French, so I'm going to skip forward to the English part here. Maybe if I actually go to the correct tab, it would help. There we go.
and intellectual property.
Very important, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, the Canada-China Committee in 2019 could have done exactly the same job as the ad hoc committee did, and we could have had the documents 3 years ago. The CSIS assessments released yesterday make it clear the PRC is and was actively recruiting top Canadian scientists to plunder Canada's research and intellectual property. The assessments also make clear
terrifying.
that the PRC wants to weaponize this civilian research for military purposes against us and our allies.
Yeah, so like this lab, so here's the difference between China and us, okay? Our lab, yes, it's funded by the government, but it is staffed by civilians who are doctors and like epidemiologists and biologists and whatever, right? In China, they're like military people too, right? It's all military.
Knowing what we know now, will the government halt all collaboration between the Winnipeg National Microbiology Laboratory and any entities and individuals in the People's Republic of China?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
The Honourable Minister for Health.
Well, thank you very much,
Why is the Minister for Health answering this question and not the Minister for Defense? I'm sorry. I understand that, like, why is the Minister of Health not sharing his time with the Minister of Defense here? Yes, this is a public health thing, but this is also a huge Department of Defense thing.
The Honourable Minister for Health.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I want to say that an attack on our national security by foreign nations, be it China or Russia, represents an attack on democracy and represents a direct attack on every member of this House. And that I share his outrage. That China,
do you?
or any country would
You sound very outraged. Yes.
The Public Health Agency, which is one of the most respected agencies in the world, hired 2 Canadian citizens who are eminent and well-known scientists in Canada.
Okay, so
It is the Public Health Agency that discovered that.
they were well-known and eminent scientists in Canada. That's great. They still were traitors and spies, and they gave shit to China.
It is the Public Health Agency
That doesn't
fired them,
matter.
And that's why there's now an RCMP investigation about their actions.
The Honourable member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
The documents, Mr. Speaker, reveal a shocking disregard for Canada's national security. They reveal a government that is completely asleep at the switch on national security and the machinery of government. They reveal government employees collaborating with Beijing's government and with the biological weapons unit of the People's Liberation Army. Equally
Yeah,
shocking,
literally,
the health minister's
literally.
comments, he said yesterday,
The freaking these people who, by the way, are they're Chinese Canadian. By the way, they're Dr. Chu is one of she's the head of the pathogens lab. Okay, the head of the pathogens lab. Okay, let the freaking general of the People's Liberation Army walk in the door of the freaking lab and look at computers and look at data. And she also went to China to have meetings with this person and allowed students from the Academy of Sciences into the lab. This is literally government employees of Canada, federal employees of Canada, allowing military personnel from the weapons division, the bioweapons division of a freaking non-allied country into our top lab.
There was no evidence of actual breaches at the lab, and no sensitive information actually left the country. The documents say otherwise. Does the minister stand by those comments?
Wow, good job.
Mr. Speaker, the 2 Canadian scientists in question were well known for their work in virology.
Good for them.
And spend their time working on health treatments for those that were suffering from viruses.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't mean that they weren't. That's like saying, Mr. Speaker, this is what he's actually saying. Mr. Speaker, they couldn't have been traitors. They were Canadian citizens. That's what he's saying.
They are collaboration. There is absolutely no evidence of the thing that the member opposite is suggesting. And
Oh,
I do not
sure.
think that it is at all appropriate to suggest that they were involved with weaponization or things of this nature. They have all the documents, they can see all the information. We have waived all the normal considerations, not only of national security, Mr. Speaker, but of employee relationships that normally are kept confidential. It was our government that did that. That's why they have this.
Oh, how very generous of you. How very generous of you to waive those considerations of national security and employee confidentiality for your own people to investigate you, but you'll gladly breach security for Chinese intelligence.
Member from Cumberland, Colchester.
Speaker, scientists working with Ebola at Canada's only level 4 lab collaborated with the People's Republic of China Army Major General. Sadly, the story does not end there. Dr. Chu was able to gain access to the lab for students from China, and it gets worse. A scientist from the Academy of Military Medical Sciences, the research arm of the PLA, known to work on biology-enabled warfare. How did so many citizens from a hostile superpower gain access to Canada's top lab? Is it because the Prime Minister admires China's basic dictatorship?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Shots fired! Oh god! That's awesome! That's using his own words against him.
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Some will attempt in national security concerns to play partisan games. I think that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
fuck
Let me
off.
just give an example. With respect to Ebola,
Get
the
fucked,
exchange of-
dude. The Prime Minister literally said he admired China's basic communist dictatorship. That's a thing he said. And now we have employees from his government giving shit to the Chinese. They worked together on Ebola. You don't think that's a little terrifying?
Ebola in 2019 was done in the context of trying to work with China and other countries on finding solutions to Ebola, which exists in so many different parts of the country. At that moment in time in 2019, the relationship with China was in a different place. The information that was
No,
shared
it wasn't.
through legitimate channels. It has nothing to do with this issue. It was absolutely.
Where was it in a different place? China has never been an ally. Where was our relationship with China in a different place?
Control. I think it's very, very important to not mischaracterize national security for partisan interests.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
I'd like to remind all members to ensure that they don't use language which would be unparliamentary directed at any of
Hey,
their colleagues.
Speaker,
The
go
Honourable
fuck
Member from
yourself.
Cumberland, Colchester.
Speaker, that minister's comments are reckless and untrue. Before March 31st, 2019, the PRC did not have a containment level 4 lab. How can I be so specific about the date? This is the date on which a scientist at Canada's top lab, the National Microbiology Lab, shipped dangerous pathogens, including Ebola virus, to the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Shipped them. It was like, here you go. I'm gonna pack these things up. Oh, well, oh, you know what would have really sucked is if the thing that was shipping them crashed. That would have, and the samples broke. Could you imagine that shit?
This scientist had a history of visiting and collaborating with the PLA since 2016. When did the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister know about the espionage and blatant violation of our sovereignty? And when did they decide to cover it up?
Probably right away.
Honourable Minister of Health.
The exact opposite of a cover-up occurred. It's actually this government that created the process that released these documents. So,
Oh, please. It took 3 years. It took 3 years.
In this process. The second thing that I will say, Mr. Speaker, with respect to our national security interests, that it is essential when we're dealing with national security to recognize two things. That the party opposite is saying that they would support a partisan interference in the Public Health Agency of Canada, that if they were in government, they would see it as acceptable for political interference into that process. No, it's at an arm's
What
length,
the
and
fuck? No, he didn't say that at all. What the Where?
It is at an arm's length. They are the ones that identified these Canadian citizens, these eminent scientists, were lying, and they took action.
Order.
What the fuck?
Colleagues.
What is going on?
Order.
What the fuck?
Colleagues. The
Honourable Member for Saint Jean. Put 101
Let's
or
skip the
indirectly.
French.
Message again. We'll be there to so our collagen is they don't like bickering. And the Canadian
Live Canada drama.
The Honourable
does make it to
from Burnaby.
the
Ooh,
Supreme Court
Jagmeet
of
Singh.
Canada will be there to intervene.
This is one I want to look at because I want to see how the NDP are feeling right now. Because the NDP and the Liberals have a coalition going. But with this ArriveCan stuff going on and the amount of money and corporatism being shown, I don't know how Jagmeet's going to feel about that.
The Honourable Member from Burnaby South.
The Arrive Canada drama never stops. Remember we told the Liberals that they could ask public service to do the work that was required? They said, no, it's not possible. Well, it turns out that the ArriveCan contract was awarded to a D&D employee. A public servant actually did the work. Under the Liberals, public money going to private consultants tripled. Why are the Liberals trying to give the Conservatives a run for their money and how much money they can waste on private consulting?
Oh, that's damning. That is damning. I'm going to say that right now. That's not a good question for Jagmeet to be asking. He's not happy. And that's good for the Conservatives.
The Honourable Minister for National Defence.
Oh, yeah, sure. Now he shows up.
I actually want to thank the member for the question because I think it's an important one. Mr. Speaker, as soon as we were made aware that the CEO of Dalian was a D&D employee, we've taken immediate action to suspend all contracts with Dalian, and I can
Shut
confirm
up.
for this House
Bill,
that
you're
all active
a
contracts
liar.
with Dalian have been suspended. I can also confirm to this House that the member in question has also been suspended. The matter will be thoroughly investigated. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Colleagues, once again, everyone ask colleagues to please be respectful of the questions that are asked and, of course, of the answer given for many reasons. One of them, of course, is that members who require the use of translation can't hear through their earphones if members are shouting in terms of the response. Then I have
The Honourable Member for Burnaby South.
Okay, he's going to do it in French.
Against homeless
Isn't worth the cost.
the member from Selkirk Interlake Eastman.
This Prime Minister isn't worth the cost, the crime, the corruption, or the cover-ups. After hiding the Winnipeg lab documents from Canadians for over 3 years, we finally know why the Liberals blocked Parliament. We know that Dr.
Yeah, 4 orders it took. 4 orders to get these documents, by the way. But they created the process to give these documents up.
Chu had close and clandestine relationships with entities of the People's Republic of China and collaborated with military scientists. The People's Liberation Army is a known security threat to Canada.
Yep.
So why did the Prime Minister cover up this breach of national security instead of arresting these spies? Good question.
That's a fair point. I think that's a valid question. What's Arrive Canada? Arrive Canada was an app that was developed during COVID, Duck Dog, for like tracking your vaccine status and your COVID exposure and blah blah. Like if you were leaving the country. Do they consider private consulting someone who works from home 3 days a week? Yeah, it is, yeah.
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Why is he asking? Oh my god. Why is he back? Where's Bill Blair?
First part of the question is I suspect they're going to have other questions on the second element. On the first order, it was the first offer was to have all parliamentarians look at the documents through NSICOP. That was an immediate offer. Some opposition members said that wasn't a good answer because they wanted to make sure that if there was a need for redactions to be released, they wanted a process. So I, as House Leader at that point in time, suggested an ad hoc process that would ensure that an independent arbiter would make the decision about releasing those documents. I would remind the member again.
Yeah, because you guys wouldn't give them up.
Of the Public Health Agency to make redactions. I'm sure he's not suggesting that anything else other than that should happen.
The honourable member from Selkirk Interlake
That
Eastman.
House leader actually sued the Speaker. Dr.
Yeah.
Chu shared technology and materials from the Winnipeg Labs with
Yeah, the House Leader had to sue the Speaker
Major General Chen,
to
one
get
of
the
Beijing's top
documents.
commanders at the Academy of Military Medical Science. The Academy is described in the CSIS documents as the highest medical research institution of the People's Liberation Army of the PRC and has offensive biological weapons capabilities. And one of its objectives is to transform the results of basic civilian research into military applications and biotechnologies. The Chinese military can now make more biological weapons and potentially use them against Canadians and our allies.
Yeah, how embarrassing do you think that will be? Seriously, how freaking embarrassing is that going to be for us? If and when China comes out with their next bioweapon.
Why did the Prime Minister cover up this national security threat?
Bill Blair. Oh, fuck off!
I already said that the documents first were released and then the additional redactions were actually commenced by us. The second point is when the member says maliciously, we don't know what their intention was. That's the purpose of an RCMP.
Excuse me?
Secondly, these are individuals.
Excuse?
The second point is when the member says maliciously, we don't know what their intention was. That's the purpose of an RCMP investigation. Second.
No. It wasn't malicious. No, not at all. There's no malicious intent to give Ebola to somebody who's not our ally. No, it was an olive branch. Yeah, that's it. It was an olive branch of peace.
Secondly,
Fuck you.
That I am deeply concerned about, like the member opposite. And in a process of due process, we understand what they did. With respect to the Chinese
Just
government,
fuck
the military
you.
and the government and academia and scientists are all part of their military. That means that any connection that they had whatsoever would have touched that. And so I think it's careful not to discredit.
I am doing good. Thank you for popping through. How you doing on Undead Ramen?
Colleagues, it's hard to hear for the chair to hear the response.
Yeah, well, when the colleague that's responding is lying through his face and everybody knows it, it's kind of hard not to be angry.
Let it stand on its own. The honourable member from Selkirk Interlake Eastman.
The health minister should actually read the CSIS documents that actually describes all the breaches that were done and the espionage that was carried out. At the Prime Minister's top public health labs in Canada, Beijing military scientist Dr. Yan was given unfettered access to all the labs and the computer systems at the Winnipeg labs, which were covertly shared by Dr. Chu with Beijing. Instead of stopping this espionage, the Prime Minister decided to cover it up. Why did the Prime Minister put his admiration for the basic dictatorship of the Communist Party in Beijing ahead of the public safety of Canadians?
That, again, using the Prime Minister's own words against him. Which is brilliant, because this is not a conspiracy. This is not something that's made up. This is something that Trudeau has said.
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, I think it's important to step back and really consider what the Conservative Party is saying here. That at the time in which they were hired, these two Canadian citizens were eminent scientists who were well published and well regarded.
So what?
In America. The fact that they lied and misrepresented themselves, Mr. Speaker, is reprehensible.
Colleagues, I'm going to ask members, please. I'll ask the member from Miramichi Grand Lakes, please, to keep his comments to himself until when he will have the floor at the time that he asks the
Oh,
question.
shit.
The Honourable Minister.
He got called out.
15 seconds left on the clock.
So I would hope what they're not suggesting is that if they were in power, that they would have interfered politically, been able through clairvoyance to know that these eminent scientists who have
clairvoyance?
No reason to believe that they were anything other than Canadian scientists who were doing good research. That they
oh my God! Are you going with the angle of we had no idea and like? Nobody is saying that you hired them on purpose knowing they were gonna do this. They're saying that you did nothing after you found out. Jesus Christ. And then not only did you do nothing, you buried it. That's what they're saying. You're acting like they're saying that you guys hired these people on purpose, knowing they were Chinese spies. Nobody's saying that. Holy shit. We need to change the meme from wish.com to Temu. Yeah.
The Honourable Member from Charlebourg.
Oh, we have a French thing. Oh, shit. I'm having an emergency. I need to go to the Be Right Back screen a little earlier than I thought. Sorry. But yeah, it's necessary. I will be right back, and we will carry on with this. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. I'm back. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Somebody explain to me why trans women wish for this shit. Just... Somebody explained it to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Back we go to our craziness.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday we learned first representatives for shops
Stupid.
that were
I
passed
hate
on to
this
the
translator.
Our research interests realized Corel public and I built we've tried to under freedom of expression and other directly our government and from my signs that we respect the beliefs and the non-beliefs of each other and they never get involved in the
God, I
relationship
hate
with
this
the state.
translator.
Bill 21 has true implications. And the appeals court has recognized this, and the use of the notwithstanding clause is not only constitutional, but legitimate for Bill 21. The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, Mr. Speaker, as mentioned by the Prime Minister and myself, we are clearly committed to defend the rights
Jesus Christ, this translator is
and
horrible.
freedoms in the Canadian Charter, notably the right to freedom of religion, expression, and right to equality. On several occasions, we've also said that we have serious concerns with the prevented use of the notwithstanding clause. If this case does get heard by the Supreme Court, our government will be here. You are...
The honourable member from St. Albert, Edmonton.
Mr. Speaker, after 8 years, this NDP Liberal Prime Minister isn't worth the cost or the cover-up. For 3 years, this Prime Minister covered up a terrifying national security breach.
Yeah, see, the Conservatives aren't going to let this go.
Hiding
and
the
they
fact
shouldn't.
That the head of
and it's
special
very telling
pathogens was
that you see like members of Parliament from Quebec talking about stupid shit like Bill 21, and then you've got then you've got this. You can really see where their priorities lie.
Biodefense and bioterrorism. So, in the face of that, will the Prime Minister accept responsibility for this colossal failure on his watch?
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, I've answered that question on numerous occasions, but let me address the preposition at the start of that question, where he says the working together with another political
party.
The
preposition? Do you mean proposition?
As the working together with another political party, he doesn't want to do that, and I get that. He's used to making partisan points and not reaching across the aisle and collaborating. But you know what happens when you collaborate, Mr. Speaker, when you work together? You get national pharmacare. You get...
Nobody wants that. We can't afford it. It's not necessary. Fuck off.
The ability to say to those that have diabetes that you've got your back and you've got medication. You say to women...
Yeah, if you're 25 and under and you're in Ontario, they have the...
Freedom over your sexuality, freedom over your reproductive rights.
We've never not had that since like the 60s. What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody wants to take that away.
So you stop focusing on partisan politics and you start focusing on results.
Stop focusing on partisan politics? I'm sorry. National security is partisan politics? Okay. Sure.
Member from Edmonton, St. Albert, Edmonton.
What a disgraceful answer from this minister. A national security culture begins at the top with the Prime Minister.
Yep.
This is a Prime Minister who said that he admires Beijing's basic dictatorship. This is a Prime Minister who, over the past 8 years, has repeatedly ignored Beijing's interference. So, in the face of that, is it any wonder that under this Prime Minister's watch, top Beijing military scientists had unfettered access to some of Canada's most sensitive biological secrets?
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, in the first order, that isn't true.
What?
What's true is that the Public Health Agency of Canada, which is one of the most...
So CSIS is lying now. The reports from your own government are lying.
...respected agencies in the world that was there for us throughout...
Not anymore.
In the first order, that isn't true. What is true is that the Public Health Agency of Canada, which is one of the most respected agencies in the world...
No, yeah, not anymore it isn't. Yeah, maybe if the feds would get the equalization payments out to the provinces could fix their healthcare systems. Yeah, no shit. No shit.
That was there for us throughout the pandemic, is entirely responsible for its operations. And the truth is that there were two individuals hired. They were Canadian citizens, eminent scientists, well-known and well-respected across Canada. And
oh my God, he almost said Canada.
Around the world, well-known and well-respected across Canada.
He said Canada. Oh my God. He said Canada. What the fuck?
Who lied to the Public Health Agency of Canada. The Public Health Agency of Canada then took the very responsible action of firing those individuals, turning the matter over to the RCMP, where they currently are under investigation, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, where are they?
From St. Albert, Edmonton, had the opportunity to ask 2 questions. I'm certain he could speak to his House leader to ask more questions in the House. But until that time, please, I'd ask him to wait his turn until he has the microphone, until he has the floor.
Oh.
The honourable member from Lennox, Addington.
Speaker, evidence speaks otherwise. After 8 years, this Liberal NDP Prime Minister is not worth the cost nor the cover-up. He can't be trusted to keep our people safe. Yesterday, the entire nation was shocked to learn that this government granted 2 People's Liberation Army assets full access to secret research in a top-secret Canadian lab. This represents the biggest security breach since the Cold War.
Yeah. Literally since the Cold War. Since fucking, I would say, the FLQ crisis. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say since FLQ, this is probably the biggest thing. This is big. Like, this is fucking bad.
And this happened under a Prime Minister who famously said he admires China's basic dictatorship. Mr. Speaker, how can Canadians trust the Prime Minister?
This dipshit must vacation in California.
Seriously.
Good morning, Robux.
Representations made by the member are inaccurate, and I would invite people to read the documents, which have been fully redacted. But this is the contrast, Mr. Speaker, between a party that is focused on partisanship and difference. And you know what? You talk the member opposite.
I can't talk because I'm scared. Fuck off, dude. Hey, Ryan. Hey, oh, I saw your paste bin thing. If that's what you mean, you're, yeah.
It talks about working with another party and what that might accomplish. What about dental care, Mr. Speaker? When we focus
you mean the thing that is for the provinces to take care of?
We're able to make sure that 9 million Canadians, 3 million seniors will have access to dental care. They're voting against that. They're against that.
Yeah, because the provinces are supposed to take care of that.
Fruits of cooperation that come from...
Colleagues, rather.
Calgary? What the fuck?
Calgary.
Calgary! Stop it! First, stop doing that, Calgary! You bastard!
Colleagues. Again, colleagues, it is very important for us, for those of us who have the ability to speak both languages, it's a clear advantage of being in the House that we don't require the use of the headsets. But for those of us who do require it, it's very difficult for them to hear the questions or the answers if there's too much noise in the House. I ask all members, out of respect to all of their colleagues in each of your respective caucuses, to listen respectfully to the answers and to
Are the Speaker of the House and the Minister for Health on meth?
so that
What the fuck?
the use of
They're like
earphones can
forcing themselves to speak slowly.
Nanaimo, Lady Smith.
Mr. Speaker, the number of people unable to find an affordable place to live in Nanaimo Ladysmith is staggering.
Really?
What have the Liberals done? Cut the Reaching Home funding to Nanaimo by 60%. And the Conservatives plan gut funding and leave it up to rich developers who just so happen to be their biggest donors.
That's not their plan at all, but okay, sure.
Nanaimo needs more support, not less. The mayor of Nanaimo is calling for federal support. Will the minister provide the funding required for truly affordable housing in Nanaimo?
Hear, 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 hear.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy to take up the specific matter with the member who just raised it after question period to know more about that specific case in Nanaimo. But what I will say is that this federal government is absolutely committed to ensuring there's greater supply. Supply is always what underpins a housing crisis in this country and every other country that's experiencing exactly that. We need to see more building, and that's why we've incented the private sector by lifting GST on the building of apartment rentals. We've moved forward.
No, you've lifted the GST on apartment construction. You liar.
With municipalities to see zoning changes where so much of this is dealt with in terms of affordability. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Edmonton Strathcona.
Mr. Speaker, New Democrats are delivering diabetes medicine and devices and contraceptives for all Canadians today.
Why are you speaking through a megaphone?
Contraceptives are life-changing for women across this country, but shamefully, Danielle Smith said she doesn't want that for Albertans. Right. My constituents are outraged, and the Conservative leader, when he was asked by the media about this, literally ran away, so he didn't have to talk about fairness for women. Will this government ensure that they sign agreements with all provinces so all women, all Canadians have access to the...
Why are you shrieking like a harpy? Holy shit. Oh, my YouTube audio is at 100%. I can't turn it up anymore.
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Access to medication for diabetes is not just a question of social justice. It's a question of saving lives. It's a question of prevention. It's a question of reducing costs enormously across this country. And I can say...
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Reducing costs does not happen when you guys print money.
With Alberta, that I've had very constructive conversations with Adriana Lagrange, who's been willing to work and find compromise, find that common ground. Unfortunately, across the aisle, that's not what we see. Today, the leader of the official opposition, with the Conservatives, ran away when asked if he would support diabetes medication, refused to answer whether or not he would slash contraceptives for women.
Why would he do any of those things? Those are not federal issues. Those are provincial issues. Why would... That's why he did... And he didn't run. He probably just walked off because those are stupid questions.
The Honourable Member from Pontiac.
The Honourable Member for Pontiac. Mr. Speaker, journalists and newsrooms are one of the pillars of our democracy in Canada, and in rural communities like ours, they play a role that's even more fundamental. In December, the Minister of Heritage reached an historic agreement with Google to provide $100 million of funding to newsrooms. Can she give this House an update on how and when newsrooms, but especially local media, will have access to this funding? Thank you.
That's a softball question.
The Honourable Minister of Heritage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And despite months of opposition from the Conservatives last year, we adopted the Online News Act, which allowed us to reach an historic agreement with Google. That's $100 million in funding that Google's going to invest in local media that would never have been available had the Conservatives been in power. And yesterday, Google launched its open bid office to ask for eligible newsrooms to apply. Canadians can be sure that on this side of the House, we are always is going to stand up to.
I love
ensure
how
that
it's
the
always,
local
you know, the
giants pay their
conservatives
fair
are
share
partisan.
to
The
protect Canadian
conservatives are
citizens.
partisan.
Thank you.
But every single time nothing's been done, they're like, well, the conservatives wouldn't let
I would
us.
just like to ask the member for Portneuf, Jacques Cartier, to respect people taking the floor. The honourable member for Regina Capel.
Confused because it's not conservatives making a link between these scientists and threats to national security. It's the government's own security agencies themselves.
Thank you.
These individuals, quote, were collaborating with foreign entities that present a threat to the security of Canada. We're talking about research with pathogens and deadly viruses, while at the same time these individuals were on the payroll of the People's Liberation Army, the communist regime in Beijing. Now, rather than inform Canadians and come clean at the outset, the government went into overdrive to cover it up. How could the Prime Minister be so callous and selfish that he would try to protect himself rather than the security of Canadians?
Because he's a narcissistic piece of crap?
The Honourable Minister for Innovation.
Speaker, I'm very happy to answer to my colleague because Canada...
I am very happy to answer to my colleague because I am a French piece of crap and I don't know what I'm going to say.
Speaker, I'm very happy to answer to my colleague because Canada has shown leadership when it comes to national security, Mr. Speaker. That's something the Conservative will not want to ally to Canadians. But let me refresh their memory because they tend to be selective when it comes to the facts. On the 16th of January...
No journalists can't have any more money, right?
Funding for research in sensitive areas. There's 100 entities around the world, Mr. Speaker. We work with our Five Eyes allies. We work with research center in this country. We work with university, Mr. Speaker. Canadians know that we will always put national security first and defend the...
But you didn't put national security first, and China's not an ally.
The honourable member from Regina Capel.
They want to give themselves a gold star that finally 3 years later, after fighting, kicking and screaming to keep these documents hidden, that now they've been released only because Conservatives demanded it. Let's remember the facts. They ignored and refused to comply with 4 parliamentary orders. They took the unprecedented step of taking the Speaker of the House of Commons to court to keep these documents hidden, and then they called a snap election, hoping it would all go away.
Yeah, they did. That's exactly what happened. As soon as this was discovered, that's when the election was called back in 2021. So... And then they put in that thing where there was like no more elections till after COVID.
If this was all just an administrative issue, then why the cover-up?
The Honourable Minister of Health.
In the first order, one of the things that is disturbing about what the member is supposing is that if he was in government, and I hope that that doesn't happen, that they would
wow.
the redaction process and they would be involved in it. We obviously did not do that, particularly not with national security. What we did do, and in fact, the member opposite and I had a conversation about this. First, I suggested immediately that they see the documents at NSICOP. I said that wasn't good enough. So I created an ad hoc committee. The ad hoc committee gave them the
no. That's
They should be released publicly. We did
You
that together.
are
Documents
lying.
are released. They're now before us.
The honourable member for Mégan-Séclérable. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is recognized for his admiration for China's basic dictatorship.
Oh, there's a
After
French
8
guy
years,
doing this. Is he conservative or Quebec or Bloc?
He let the Chinese Communist Party interfere in our elections. He turned a blind eye to the interference of with the Chinese diaspora. And with this Winnipeg lab matter, we see that there are people who represent a credible and serious danger to compromise Canada's national security. Will the Prime Minister finally admit that he tried to cover up these documents to protect himself instead of protecting Canadians?
No, he will not.
The Honourable Minister of Innovation, Mr. Speaker.
What's the... Why is he responding? Right? Exactly. Who cancels elections other than people who want to be a tyrannical government? Always in power, like weren't the lefties in the States saying Trump was going to do that? Yes! Yes, they were! They were freaking out. about Trump not relinquishing power.
Listening at home must be saying, well, where were the Conservatives on January 16th? They must wonder, because on January 16th, Mr. Speaker, we announced as a government that we were going to ban funding. May I urge members, please, who have not been recognized, to wait their turn, and that way we'll be able to have a proper discussion instead of shouting across the aisle. The Honourable Minister, please continue. 22 seconds remaining. Mr. Speaker, I hope that the Conservatives will listen this time, because on January 16th, Mr. Speaker, we banned research in sensitive areas to work with 100 different companies. We are working with our allies to protect science, to protect intellectual property, and to protect the work that is done by our universities, Mr. Speaker.
This guy is useless. Holy shit. This... Oh my god. This guy is ridiculous. Holy fuck.
They're always there to defend Canada's interests. The Honourable Member for Mégantic-L'Érable. Where was the minister, Mr. Speaker, in July 2019 when 2 scientists were expelled from Canada, Mr. Speaker, by CSIS? That was in 2019. That was more than 4 years ago, Mr. Speaker. What we learned yesterday is that the Prime Minister ignored 4 parliamentary orders to produce papers. He took the Speaker to court, which has never been seen before, for the worst cover-up in history. Why did the Prime Minister choose to protect himself instead of Canada's national security? The Honourable Minister of Innovation. Mr. Speaker, people listening at home must be shocked.
Yes, we are shocked, but not for the reasons that you suspect, you dumb frog.
We have just told Conservatives, once again, that not only the Prime Minister, but all members of the government on this side of the House, we take national security seriously. On January 16th, we did not ban one research entity, but 100.
Good for you. So it's a little bit too late now.
Universities and colleges from this type of thing. So that's the type of measure we're putting in place to protect Canada's interests. We always stand up for science. The Honourable Member.
Stand up for science? That's what you always do, huh? You always stand up for science. Where? Show me where. Where do you always stand up for science?
When it comes to healthcare, Quebecers want care, not threats. A year after having forced Quebec to accept an increase in health transfers that covers only 1/6 of their needs, the federal government is now threatening Quebec that it will steal $900 million if we don't submit our conditions by March 31st. The Liberals are once again playing political games at the expense of Quebecers with our own money. When will the Liberals finally stop taking ill people hostage and pay Quebec the the money that it's entitled to?
Interesting. So the Bloc is getting pissed off. They're not getting their proper equalization payments. So this is not looking good for the Liberal government at all. Their coalition is fracturing around them. And it's getting pretty glorious, if you ask me.
The Honourable Minister of Health. Mr. Speaker, I understand that the Bloc Québécois just likes to squabble. But when I spoke with Minister Lebel, it is clear that her objective is to cooperate and to find solutions. In our healthcare system, I think that Canadians and Quebecers want politicians, members, to find solutions, not to pick fights. And that is why I am very sure that we are going to find an agreement with Quebec. The Honourable Member...
Except you just accused them of being basically squabbling children, which Yes, they are, but you need them to stay a minority government, so maybe you shouldn't be doing that.
Member from Moncton. Mr. Speaker, pharmacare is not coming anytime soon. Bill C-64 refers to principles to consider when working towards the implementation of national universal pharmacare. Otherwise, in fact, that actually sounds like a election promise to me. The NDP is sold out very cheaply. But if one day, after having discussed these principles to consider when working towards the implementation of pharmacare, if Ottawa comes up with a pharmacare plan that Quebec has already, will Quebec be able to withdraw with full compensation, no strings attached? The Minister of Health.
No! Fuck you! Just withdraw!
This year, for the first time in the history of the country, everyone with diabetes, everyone who needs contraceptives will be able to have access to them.
Okay.
That is such an historical announcement.
That's not national pharmacare.
It will change the lives of so many Canadians, even if Quebec already has such a program. Yesterday, I had a good conversation with Minister Dubé on this topic, and I think that we will reach an agreement with Quebec very soon.
Alderman Norfolk.
Common sense conservatives will axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. After 8 years, this Liberal NDP Prime Minister is not worth the cost, the crime, or the corruption. Never before in the history of this great nation have so many people have to resort to food banks. Thousands are now resorting to dumpster diving because they can no longer afford the cost of food. Will this Prime Minister show some compassion and cancel the April 1st carbon tax hike?
Nope.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
That colleague is from Ontario, where I'm from, Mr. Speaker, and the climate rebate that Ontarians will receive is over $1,100. That's for a family of 4. Mr. Speaker,
so?
I'm surprised, though, to hear that member and the Conservatives continue to bring up these points. They want to take money out of the pockets of Canadians.
No, they don't. They want to put the money back in.
On pharmacare, the leader of the
You're taking the money out of our pockets.
Would support pharmacare. When it comes to student loans and helping students, when it comes to EI, pensions in particular, they're nowhere to be seen. They want to make cuts. They're a party of austerity, Mr. Speaker.
We need austerity right now. We're freaking poverty. We're going into poverty. We need this. We need austerity. All right, our question period's almost over, and I think I'm going to segment a little bit into one more topic. The ArriveCan app is being blamed on civil servants. And for me, I know a couple of civil servants in my family who are just, the Conservative government would be horrible to have back in power. And I'm sitting here going, how can you, as a civil servant, watch what's going on, watch other people that are in your position as civil servants get blamed for this whole thing when they didn't even have a hand in the budgeting or anything like that, and they're just the scapegoats for this whole fiasco. On top of the security breaches, on top of everything else, I'm just sitting here going, how can you as a civil servant watch what's going on and be like, yeah, this is still better than having a Conservative government? Really? Did we not put rubbers on counters in every city for free? Or at the public health units? You can go to any public health unit and get free condoms. Canada, you need a job, you get free condoms. Right? Exactly. Who needs work when you could have a job, a condom? You don't need a job. None of that nonsense. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now it's time to switch over to the entertainment portion of the stream. So we're going to switch the Twitch category. Quiet, voiceover. Mortal Kombat 1. Okay. Change the category over on Twitch. Change the gaming seat or scene over on here. This is what I plan to be doing for the streams from now on, making it more of a variety show. Doing videos and stuff in the first half, and then switching to gaming in the second half. Yes, the stuff that's handled at the municipal level, exactly. The ones that look like suckers on the counters. Oh god. That's terrifying.
PS5.
That's just terrifying.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
In a dark void, sand drops through the neck of an hourglass.
What did the sex pest frog say?
Mortal Kombat 1. Press the cross button.
The sex pest frog, you mean Trudeau? He wasn't there today. Oh, what does the, or is that like the new joke? Like what does the fox say?
Online. Retrieving calendar. Ranked. Combat League. Competent ranked matches and
So I've already got my scorpion
searching for
stuff.
match. Versus
I already
rank.
got my apprentice rank, and I'm almost out of I'm almost out of apprentice now.
Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connection. Cross button accept. Circle button decline. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
How's the sound, guys?
Round 1. Fight.
Oh shit. Ah! Shit. Shit. Oh, we both hit each other. Oh, he's got chameleon. Oh, shit. Oops.
Liu Kang wins.
Oh, damn fireballs.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh shit. Oh dear. Fuck. Blocking everything. Fuck!
Finish her.
I shouldn't have lost that.
Liu Kang throws a fiery punch. He releases colossal glowing dragons that chomp the victim's
Alert.
arms to haul them into the air. He soars and drives their head to the ground, which splits their body in half and
The
crushes their
sex
head.
pest frog says rub it.
Fatality.
That's funny.
Liu Kang wins.
1 rewards. Combat League.
That's
Next
funny.
match.
I
Cross
like
button
that, Duck
confirmed.
Dog.
Oh, yeah. Round 1. Fight.
Shit. Oh shit.
Ashra wins.
Ha! Screw you.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, I missed. Go that way, please. Yes.
Brutality. Ashra wins.
3 rewards. Perform 2 hit air combos. Next match. Cross button confirm.
Oh no, I'm out of
Confirm
coffee.
button.
It is round 1. Fight.
Ah! Aha! I grab you. Oh shit.
Ashra wins.
Yay!
Goodness grows within me.
Round 2. Fight. Oh. Go that way. Oh. Good little mix up there. Oh, he won. Because I was trying to go for a brutality.
Final round. Fight.
Oh, he mashed on that chameleon. That was a weird little interaction there. Fucking stop screwing up. We'll go with this one. Oh! How did that work?
Liu Kang throws a fiery punch. He releases colossal glowing dragons that chomp the victim's arms to haul them into the air. He soars and drives
Oh,
their
that's a
head to
good
the
one,
ground,
Robux.
which splits their body in half and crushes their head.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
That's a good good idea.
Next opponent. Are you sure? Retreat. Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
Alright. I like how it tells you that now.
Opponent found. Wireless connection.
It also reads out the ranked rewards that you get now. Like, if you can actually go and see what they are.
I admire. Round 1.
Katana or Li Mei? Or Melina? No, Katana. Or no, Li Mei. Sorry! Holy shit, she's jumping everywhere!
My wins.
Listen to reason. Round 2. Fight.
Fuck. Those are all overheads. Holy shit. Oh, he walked up and grabbed me. Fuck! I unblocked at the wrong time.
Li Mei wins.
Next map.
Round 1. Fight.
I need to start astral projecting more. Fuck! I'm not blocking the right hits.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, fuck.
Chameleon stabs the victim's knees with her size, transforms them into slicing fan blades, then a staff. Li Mei conjures a giant lion head made of energy. She leaps, twists the victim's neck, and throws them into the lion's
kill.
mouth.
Yeah. Oh! She was ready with her lanterns. She was ready with her lanterns.
Li Mei wins.
Oh, the AI voice for the screen reader?
Next opponent. Are you sure you want?
Oh, trust me, it used to be way fucking worse. It had, I don't know if you've ever heard Microsoft Narrator. The old style Microsoft Narrator, but that's what it sounded like. It was bad.
Searching for match. Versus ranked.
It was
button
bad.
cancelled.
Now, what funny video could we watch to finish this up with?
Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found.
What funny things can I find for us to watch when we're done with this?
Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connection. Cross button accept. Circle button decline. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
Where's the latest shit?
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, Peacemaker. Peacemaker with Sector? Okay. Interesting. Jump it! Fuck!
Sector hovers and deploys seeker missiles which explode all over.
It's a low, I could have jumped
Eagerly
it.
swoops in and claws at the victim's face. Peacemaker cocks his shotgun between his legs, then fires through their chest.
Fuck!
Peacemaker.
Ah!
Center mass. Round 2. Fight.
Go that way. Ow. Oops. Why would you...
Ashra wins.
Why would you call out Eagly while you were throwing me?
Final round. Fight.
Fucking... Holy fuck, you are annoying! He's jumping like he plays Kung Lao.
Peacemaker wins.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense, Robux.
Round 1. Fight.
This guy is jumping like an idiot.
Peacemaker wins.
Holy shit.
Eat this.
Round 2. Fight.
Eagly. Eagly. It's aggressive.
Oh my god. Holy shit. What a dick.
Peacemaker wins.
1 rewards. Connect jump attacks. Next opponent. Luke 78 has left the session. Cross button. OK. Find a new opponent. Cross button. Yes. Circle button. No. Retreat.
Ooh, these are always funny.
Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle
We'll do
button
that one.
cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connect.
Wireless connection.
Opponent found. Wireless connection.
Hello? What the hell happened?
The game session is no longer available. Cross button.
Okay.
Retreat.
Weird.
4 rewards. Katana gear.
Oh.
Common. Combat card 4. Katana gear. Common. Ashteka bladed fans. Left and right but. Combat card. 250 seasonal ranked. Combat league. Compete in ranked matches and earn seasonal rewards.
I am going to
Season of the
quickly do a
Huntress.
bathroom break.
45 days. Cross button confirm.
Because I had
Left and
to
right button. Select rank mode.
I had to
Up and
mistime
down
it
button,
last
change category.
because of the
Options
my
button change team.
problem. So I'll be right
Scroll
back.
button view
I'm gonna
leaderboard.
refill my coffee and we'll do a few
Triangle
more
button rank
matches.
rewards.
Don't go anywhere. You awesome, awesome people. I will return momentarily.
Phone call YouTube. Eric. Answer call. Button. Answer call. Button.
Hello? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute for a second. Okay. I'm back. And we can go back to the gaming scene. Ow, fuck. Yay.
Searching for match. Versus round.
I am having a back
Circle
spasm.
button cancel.
This is fun.
Connecting match. Versus ranked.
Okay.
Opponent found.
Here we go.
Wireless connection. Cross button accept. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
There are many in the Netherrealm just like you.
You conflate ambition with evil, Ashra.
Round 1. Fight.
Sub-Zero. With Serena. Hey, I want a break, please. Really? My down 2 didn't happen?
Sub-Zero wins.
Round 2. Fight.
There we go. Oh, Serena! Why is my shit not happening? Fuck! Slid, and that's a low.
Sub-Zero wins.
Next match.
Round 1.
Okay.
Fight.
That sucks. I wasn't fast enough. That's better. Shit.
Sub-Zero wins.
Round 2.
Can I get my Serena knives out faster? I can! That's better. Fuck!
Serena punches the victim airborne.
That combos? Oh, that
Sub-Zero
sucks.
slides on ice shards which stab up through his victim's abdomen and skull. He then chops down with an ice wall.
And this is not gonna scale. Yeah. That is that.
Sub-Zero wins.
Next opponent. Player. Lord_Mad 141 has left the session.
That was a frustrating
Find a new
set.
Retreat. Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
I
Cross
think
button
that is
accept.
the end of my cartridge.
Opponent found. Wireless connection.
I was wondering why my inputs weren't coming out properly in that last set, though. That was really annoying.
Serena deserves better than to be your slave.
I will never grant her freedom, Ashra.
Alright, we got the new Quan Chi move to deal with. I've never had it. I've never faced a Quan Chi since the patch. Good shit. Oh. Yes, Scorpion. Oh. Oh, he's that.
Quan Kai wins.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, that's clever. No, tricky.
Ashra wins.
There we go. Playing a bit more patiently here.
Final round. Fight.
Oops. Thank you for waking up into that. That was very kind of you. Oh dear. Ah!
You will serve me for eternity.
Brutality. Quan Chi wins.
Is that how we're gonna do
One
this?
rewards.
Okay.
Connect uppercut.
I see
Next
how we
match.
could. I see. I see.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh. Oh. Sometimes it's good to not strike through, because they think you're gonna strike through, but then you don't.
Round 2. Fight.
got me with that. Ow. Oh shit.
Scorpion teleports up through the ground, then throws his rope.
I don't know if this is gonna kill me though.
He rips off his mask and
might.
fire at them. Quan Chi blasts the victim through a portal. They reappear above, and Quan Chi smashes their lumbar.
You are cursed.
Oh.
Quan Kai wins.
Fuck! I hit him too, but he had more life.
Final round. Fight.
I won't be denied.
Shit. Oh no! I meant to. Fuck! I fucked up!
Brutality. Quan Chi wins.
I fucked up!
1 rewards. Perform combos.
I really fucked up! I was too far away for anything and then I went for the wrong move. Oh.
Next opponent.
Oh.
VA Diesel has left. Find
How
a new
horrible
opponent.
was that?
Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wireless connection. Cross button accept. Circle button decline.
That was painful. That was very painful. Oh, fine. Mr. Wireless.
Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel. Connecting match. Versus ranked. Opponent found. Wired connection.
Holy shit!
Cross button accept. Circle button.
This is the first
Opponent
wired
found.
connection I've had
Wired
since
connection.
I've had this update.
Round 1. Fight.
Kung Lao? With Sub-Zero. Nope.
Ashra wins.
There we go, I brought it back. Yay!
Round 2.
Kung Lao and Sub-Zero were gonna kick my ass, but I brought it back. Oh.
Kung Lao wins.
Fuck!
This is just getting started.
Final round. Fight.
There we go. I knew I could win this. Hey, Parody Bear.
Ashra wins.
Just doing the variety stream thing. We had
Next
some
match.
political stuff at the
Fumio.
beginning. Now we're doing
Play
gaming, and then I've got a couple of funny things to watch after this. So
Your Chris is no match for
round 1. Fight.
that was stupid of me to do. What do you think Frost is gonna do for you?
Frost lobs ice daggers through the victim's chest, then leaps to skewer their chest with icy knives on her feet. Kung Lao slams the victim onto his hat as it spins on the floor. He rapidly pummels their chest as the hat grinds through their back.
Kung Lao wins.
Oh.
Fighting me is a privilege.
Round 2. Fight.
I blocked low! What the fuck?
Ashra wins.
I will finish you.
Final round. Fight.
Oh, missed the uppercut. Yes. Oh, did he quit? Yeah, he quit. He quit because he knew he was gonna lose.
Hook J17 has left the session. Cross button.
Nice.
Oh, find a new.
Almost flawless. Yep.
Searching for match. Versus ranked. Circle button cancel.
Almost flawless. And I left my coffee in the other room. That makes me sad. Thank you, Parody Bear.
Connecting match. Versus ranked.
Why did I leave my coffee in the other room?
Opponent found. Wireless
Coffee,
connection.
come to me.
Cross button accept.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Circle button decline. Opponent found. Wireless connection.
If you could become fully human, would you?
In my heart, I am Zaterran.
It's a reptile.
Round 1. Fight.
Reptile I'm really bad at with my matches, so let's hope I don't. Oh. Oop. Oh shit. Oops. Oh no!
Reptile wins.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh shit. Ow! How dare you! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, reptiles' brutals are so nasty.
Brutality. Reptile wins.
1 rewards. Connect front kicks. Next match.
Round 1. Fight.
Ashra wins.
That's better. That's better.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay. Oh. Shit! Serena, you failed me! See, I can do that too.
Finish him.
See, I can win too.
Ashra wins.
1 rewards.
Ooh, what was that?
Perform 3 hit air combos. 25 seasonal credits.
I think I leveled up
Currency.
my profile.
Cross button continue.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh. Oh, Serena! Why are you coming out then?
Ashra
Thank
wins.
you!
Ashra wins.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, he's gonna throw me backwards. Oh. Oh shit. Serena. Oh my god. Inputs. Why are you not inputting properly?
Finish him.
Hey! I won!
Ashra wins.
Next opponent. Are you retreat?
Alright,
Searching.
now it's time.
Retreat. Ranked. Combat League. Compete in ranked matches and earn seasonal rewards. Season of the Huntress. 45 days. Cross button confirm. Left and right button select rank mode.
To switch
Up and
back
down
to
button
just chatting.
change category. Options button change team. Square button view leaderboard. Try Story.
Okay.
Find your way through. Power. 11 of it. Power select. Turn off PS.
And now we switch our scene over here to our live scene. We are unplug our headphones. Alrighty. Perfect. Now, let's get the earbuds back in. And let's find out about this sheriff. This sheriff who gets arrested. This is an Audit the Audit video. We like Audit the Audit.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers DUIs, body cameras, and obstruction, and is brought to us by the Civil Rights Lawyers channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Shortly after midnight on January 6, 2023, Deputy William Henderson of the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department responded to the scene of a single car accident in Berkeley County, West Virginia, in which 22-year-old Carrie Harmon, the daughter of Berkeley County Sheriff Nathan Harmon, was driving.
Boy.
The accident investigation was recorded on Deputy Henderson's
This
body
is
camera.
always going to be bad. The daughter of the sheriff. The daughter of the sheriff. Okay.
Impressive. Good, how y'all doing?
Yeah, she was the driver. He was in the pickup truck. It's only so.
Not hurt or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Just need your license,
No,
registration?
I'm good.
I'm good if y'all.
I'm drunk.
We're good, man.
Yep. How y'all relate to each other?
We're just friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're just
Might be driving
friends.
that truck right there.
I smell a lot of dog poop or something.
One of those fries.
Yeah.
I think I stepped. Yep. I think I did step on it. I felt a lot of mud on my face.
Yep. I don't know if it's mine or. You have a preference on the tow truck, ma'am?
No, I'm gonna let my dad take care of it. My dad will take care of it. My dad's Nathan Harmon. He's on his way right now.
Okay. You want to give a statement about what happened?
Yes, sir.
If you just felt the top, you can stay in your car
Let me
for
call
a
you
minute.
back. I gotta give the police a statement real quick.
Just don't forget to sign down the bottom when you're
I
done.
got you.
Can you see all right?
I can see.
Went for a little ride, huh?
She's slurring.
Telling you, since my dad pulls up, I already know he's gonna get me.
She is slurring.
I didn't see it. It's either swerve or hit something else, or it's just hit the right on.
What, a deer?
Yeah.
You always said it.
Right there, on my right hand side. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, hello, Julio. You were from Blind Toes' stream. Welcome.
Just watch. You need medics?
No,
You
hell
sure?
no, I ain't no.
No, it's okay. Just watch the dog poop.
Yeah, right? That's all I'm worried about. You want this
That's all you're worried
Just hold
about?
to it for a minute. I
You've been
appreciate it.
driving
Ms. Harmon
drunk and you
claims that
crashed
she
your
was hit
car.
by a deer on the passenger side of her vehicle, and in the police accident report, which was obtained by the civil rights lawyer and can be found in the blog post linked in the description below, Ms. Harmon wrote that she was following, and I'm quoting, her man home when she was hit by a deer on her right passenger side. However, it should be noted
Her
that Deputy
man.
Henderson concluded in his report that no evidence of a deer strike was observed, and instead described the car accident as follows, quote, vehicle number 1 was traveling north on Cemetery Road and failed to negotiate a curve to the right. The vehicle ran off the roadway to the left, striking a mailbox shrub with a concrete block, which caused the passenger side of the vehicle to come off the ground.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So she was driving, she didn't take the curve, and then she went off, and because she didn't take the curve, she went off the road and took out a mailbox and a shrubbery. There's a little Knights of Knee reference for you.
The vehicle struck the ground along with striking 3 fence posts and approximately 14 feet of vinyl fence.
Literally just got this
Yeah.
He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, he's on his way.
He's gonna be pissed. No shit.
You hit me and literally my car.
You think your dad's gonna believe you? Oh well.
Right here.
Because of the title of this video, I guess he is gonna believe her. But
Oh really? Yeah. You said the deer actually hit you?
Yes. This should have hit me. I'm telling you, for it to look like that, it's gotta hit me. I saw that on the right hand side, and I'm like, oh no. It's either swerve or you hit it.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah. I don't. Dude, yeah, don't you know who I am? Says Duck Duck. Exactly, right? My dad's Sheriff Harmon.
Yeah, watch yourself, because you got open shoes on. Can you sign that down the bottom for me?
What's that?
I just need you to sign it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you can just put a date on there.
I got you. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
There's the sheriff.
You have a preference in tow trucks, sir? Lessons.
I got an item on her car that I need to check.
Okay.
I got an item on her car that I need to check. What do you need to check, sir?
Still there. Have you talked to him? Is she drinking?
I can't tell.
Sheriff Harmon asks Deputy Henderson if his daughter has been drinking, and Deputy Henderson chuckles and states that he, and I'm quoting, can't tell, although it seems that Deputy Henderson was implying that Ms. Harmon had been drinking.
Yeah.
Or
The way
at the
that
very
he's
least
saying
she
that.
might have been in the Henderson.
Have you talked to him? Is she drinking?
I can't tell.
Sheriff Harmon
Yeah, that's yeah.
asks Deputy Henderson if his daughter has been drinking, and Deputy Henderson chuckles and states that he, and I'm quoting, can't tell, although it seems that Deputy Henderson was implying that Ms. Harmon had
Definitely
been
was
drinking, or
implying
at the very
that.
least that she might have been. In the accident report, he indicated that Ms. Harmon's condition at the time of the crash was quote-unquote apparently normal, and that alcohol use was not suspected. After the incident, Sheriff Harmon told a reporter that field sobriety and breathalyzer testing were not conducted because Deputy Harmon did not suspect impairment, arguing that, quote, we have to have probable cause to move forward on anything, and that, now quoting again, you don't go up and stick a tube in someone's mouth just because. You have to...
Yeah, but there was an accident and...
have reasonable suspicion. According to Section 17C-5-2 of the West Virginia Code, quote, any person who drives a vehicle on any public highway or private road in this state while he or she is in an impaired state is guilty of a misdemeanor. The statute defines the term impaired
I'm a
state
horse person
as a
too.
who is
I like
under
horses.
the influence of alcohol, or who, now quoting, has an alcohol concentration in his or her blood of 0.08% or more by weight. Under 17C-5-4 of the West Virginia Code, quote, a preliminary breath analysis may be administered whenever a law enforcement officer has reasonable cause to
They
believe a
should have
person has
breathalyzed
committed an
her,
offense
I
prohibited
think.
by Section 17C-5-2
She sounded drunk to me.
of this code. Therefore, Sheriff Harmon is correct in his assertion that reasonable suspicion is required for an officer to require an individual to submit to a breathalyzer test. However, it is likely that a court would conclude that Deputy Henderson had at least reasonable suspicion, if not probable cause,
the
to
very
believe that
least.
Ms. Harmon was driving under the influence, as courts have found single vehicle accidents without an evident explanation to be significant evidence that the driver may have been impaired. In the 2020 case of United
That
States
makes
versus
sense.
Blakeney, the
Because
Fourth
if it's
Circuit
a
Court of
single
Appeal-
car accident and there's no other cause for you to crash, it's more likely than not that you will have been drinking.
Appeals, which has jurisdiction over West Virginia, found that probable cause to issue a warrant for impaired driving existed based on, quote, the severity of the driver error that occurred in an accident where the driver lost control of his vehicle while navigating a gradually
makes
curving
sense.
portion of the road and eventually crossed the median along.
That makes sense. If you can't navigate like a simple curve and you go way off the road and like that could very well be a probable cause for impairment.
With the odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle and the driver's conduct at the scene of the accident. In reaching this conclusion, the court rejected the defendant's contention that the car accident could have happened for another reason, such as mechanical failure, determining that this argument, quote, misapprehends the probable cause standard, which requires only the kind of fair probability on which reasonable and prudent people, not legal technicians, and does not require an affiant to
people
rule
who
out
aren't
all
lawyers
innocent
and
explanations for suspicious
paralegals
facts.
and
Similarly, in the 2012 case of Wickland versus Commissioner of Public Safety, the Minnesota Court of Appeals noted that, quote, the combination of the odor of alcohol and a serious single car accident unrelated to
But
weather
he
or
didn't
any
say
other
anything
apparent
about an
cause
odor
has
of
been
alcohol.
held to indicate probable cause for a DWI arrest. Although Deputy Henderson did not mention an odor of alcohol, it is certainly possible that he noticed one, given his coy response to Sheriff Harmon's question about whether his daughter had been drinking, and it seems probable that the unexplained nature of Ms. Harmon's accident and her slurred speech alone would be sufficient to at least provide reasonable suspicion
You
that
would
she had
think
been
so.
drinking, warranting a preliminary breath test, despite her allegation that the car crash had been caused by a deer.
She's right by you. Oh, man.
He stepped in it. Haha.
Just be careful walk down there. There's almost dog poop in the yard. I think she rode that thing. Because when you go up there in that yard, you'll see the tracks just completely stop. Because they stop right there.
Yeah, she's turning to the right here. Oh, you got to dig right here. Front right tire. Dig. Where's the other tire?
Where's the other tire?
On top of this. There's a freaking thing over there. But she's over top of oh, man.
She got pretty lucky. Car might just, I think when she hit center
She's
block,
on one tire.
the front end came up.
She's on one tire right here.
She's on
Because
one
there's a center
tire.
block back there where the mailbox almost was on the other side of the bush.
One tire. That's all.
Oh, you're fine. I'm pretty much done. All I got to do is just leave a note for them so I don't get in trouble by state law.
Why are you guys all laughing at this? This is not funny. Like, she could have died. A toy horse named Buttercup. A super mule? Wait, you love making horse sounds? That's a little strange.
I'm curious about something.
Why are you all
After stating
laughing?
that he is, and I'm quoting, curious about something, Sheriff Harmon seems to motion to Deputy Henderson, and Deputy Henderson turns off his body camera for the remainder of the encounter.
What
And
the
while some
fuck?
states have passed legislation requiring police officers
That
to
can't
record
be
citizen
allowed.
encounters with body-worn cameras, as of the date of writing this episode, West Virginia has not enacted any such mandates.
course
Although it is
not.
reported that the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department purchased and equipped body cameras in 2019, the department has not made its body-worn camera policies publicly available. However, in general, body camera policies typically only authorize officers to terminate recording in limited circumstances.
Yeah.
For instance, the model body-worn camera policy for police created by the Prosecutors Center for Excellence and the California District Attorneys Association states that every officer shall make every reasonable effort to activate the BWC prior to making contact in, now quoting, any enforcement-oriented or investigative encounters to confirm or dispel a suspicion that the person may be involved in criminal activity. And that, now quoting again,
that's-
once activated, the recording should not be intentionally terminated until the conclusion of the encounter, unless tactical, safety, or practical reasons dictate otherwise.
Yeah,
Similarly,
like, if
the
you're-
Vermont
oh,
Criminal
shit.
Justice Council's model body-worn
Like,
camera
if
policy
you're
requires
going
that, quote,
to-
both the video
Oh,
and
shit.
audio recording functions of the body camera shall be active.
If you're gonna like do if you have to like breach a house where there's hostages and shit, you're gonna have to turn off your body cam to like that kind of thing. But Usually,
activated at the beginning of any investigative or
you can't turn it
enforcement
off.
encounter between an officer and a member of the public, and that, with limited exceptions, quote, body cameras shall not be deactivated until the encounter has fully concluded and the officer leaves the scene, or continued custody of a person has ended. Nonetheless, the policy
turn
notes
off
that,
the
quote,
camera.
there are specific situations in which the use of BWCs is not appropriate, and officers should not initiate a recording, or, if an audiovisual recording has been initiated, the officer may pause or stop the recording prior to the conclusion of the event. Under the policy, acceptable reasons for discontinuing recording or activating the mute feature include, quote, on-scene conferences between officers, supervisors, advocates, clinicians, EMS personnel, attorneys, prosecutors, or
like
other
any
situations
confidential information being broadcast
in which the officer determines the conference would violate confidentiality, privacy, or individual rights. And, now quoting again, conferences between officers and supervisors that might compromise this or further investigations or would otherwise impede law enforcement efforts or strategy. The Texas Commission on Law Enforcement's sample model policy on body-worn cameras also includes a similar exception, stating that, quote, officers may stop recording an event where its use may compromise police operations. Examples
that makes
include,
sense
but
too.
are not limited to, conversations with criminal informants, private conversations between officers or supervisory personnel, working traffic control, performing crime scene duties, or a situation where the officer would be placing in a tactical disadvantage.
Yeah, that all makes sense. You can't. They don't turn the body cam off during a breach ever. You know what? That's a good point. To say that they should never turn it off ever, even for those reasons, they can be sorted out later. That is a good point. You can always redact information after the fact. You don't have to always publish everything that's been recorded, but it is necessary to record everything. And I am not making horse sounds.
Because we do not have access to the department's body camera policies, and we do not know what the officers discussed after Deputy Henderson deactivated his body camera, it is impossible to say whether the deactivation violated policy. However, it seems unlikely that the footage would have compromised police operations or posed a confidentiality issue.
No.
And even if it did
They
not
shouldn't
violate
have turned
policy,
it off
at
at
the
this,
very
in
least,
this case.
Sheriff Harmon's apparent signaling to Deputy Henderson to deactivate his camera is highly suspicious.
Yeah.
Because Deputy Henderson never resumed recording on his body camera,
shut
it is
it off.
unclear what exactly occurred for the remaining duration of the investigation. However, according to the accident report, Ms. Harmon was issued a warning for failure to drive with due care, released. After the incident, a screen recording of Snapchat posts that Ms. Harmon was alleged to have filmed during the accident was shared.
Done did it, y'all. I done did it. God. Well, I love my dad. I'ma just say that. I love my god dad.
When asked about this video,
Wow.
Harmon claimed that the video was from 2 years ago, not the night of the accident. As Harmon stated in a social media post that, quote, the video of me driving off thanking my father was me being arrogant and attempting to sound gracious for getting out of a speeding ticket.
That's you sounding gracious? What? That's you sounding gracious? And also, dude, 2 years? You know snaps don't... Okay.
A screenshot of a purported Snapchat exchange between Ms. Harmon and another individual was also shared on social media. In the conversation, the other individual asked Ms. Harmon if she was getting a DUI, to which Ms. Harmon responded, quote, I got a warning because Dad showed up. The other individual then asserted that Ms. Harmon blew a quote-unquote 1.6, and Ms. Harmon defended her father's actions, stating that, quote, if your dad was sheriff, he wouldn't send you out either. However, in an interview with the Panhandle News Network, which is linked in the description below, Sheriff Harmon argued that the conversation had been altered and denied that his daughter had been given a breathalyzer
By
at the scene.
who?
After public outcry over the...
Who altered it, dude? Who would have done that? And how? How would that have been accomplished? I'm very confused.
incident intensified, Berkeley County Prosecutor Katie Wilkes Delegati requested that a special prosecutor be appointed, quote, out of an abundance of caution and to ensure transparency. And Morgan County Prosecutor Dan James was appointed to investigate Sheriff Harmon's actions following his daughter's car accident. On October 17, 2023, Sheriff Harmon was indicted by a grand jury on 2 counts of obstructing a law enforcement officer and 2 counts of providing false information to a state trooper. The indictment alleges that Sheriff Harmon interfered with Deputy Henderson's investigation into the crash,
Sheriff
deleted
Harmon.
and or concealed the GPS tracking data from the vehicle Ms. Harmon was driving, and provided false information to West Virginia State Police First Sergeant W.M. Roden by claiming that a preliminary breath test was not administered after the accident, and that he did not delete the GPS data from the vehicle his daughter was driving. Following the indictment, Sheriff Harmon issued a statement that read, quote, as troublesome as these charges are for me to understand, I have faith in the justice system and that the jury will see the events of that night as I did. I was a concerned father, taking care of my daughter and my vehicle. I fully trusted the deputy to conduct his investigation at his discretion and ability without hindrance. Sheriff
That's
Harmon's
not
statement
how that
also
works.
maintained that he would continue to serve the people
Holy
of Berkeley County,
shit.
writing that, quote, I can assure you this will not deter my dedication, passion for the job while putting our citizens' safety first.
What dedication for the job?
11:1, and an encouragement to quote-unquote keep the faith. As of the date of writing this episode, the charges against Sheriff Harmon are still pending, and the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department's website continues to list him as the current acting sheriff. Overall, Sheriff
I need to open that link. What link?
Sheriff Harmon and Deputy Henderson get an F for
In the
failing to
blog
investigate Ms. Harmon's
post?
suspicious and dangerous behavior, limiting their accountability and transparency by deactivating Deputy Henderson's body camera, and potentially conspiring to cover up evidence of Ms. Harmon's intoxication. Although Sheriff Harmon is innocent until proven guilty, the allegations in the grand jury indictment are reprehensible, and as indictments must be issued based on probable cause, there must at least be some evidence that Sheriff Harmon hid the results of Ms. Harmon's breathalyzer and deleted GPS data from the vehicle. And the fact that Sheriff Harmon appeared to signal to Deputy Henderson to deactivate his body camera makes me much more inclined to believe the allegations in the indictment.
Yeah.
And while Deputy Henderson was clearly acting under Sheriff Harmon's authority, throughout the encounter he seemed more concerned with avoiding dog poop rather than taking
that was
action
really
to protect
weird. It's
citizens.
like, I don't want to step in the dog poop. It's like, dude, you're at the scene of an accident. What the fuck?
From Ms. Harmon's hazardous driving. Even if Ms. Harmon had not been drinking, it is difficult to believe that any other citizen in this situation would not have been subjected to a breathalyzer test, or at the very least, questioned about whether they had been drinking. And this interaction reveals a dangerous double standard that seems to be in place within the department. Ms. Harmon
Hugely
also gets an
dangerous.
F for either driving while intoxicated or driving recklessly, failing to take accountability for her actions, and apparently allowing her father to abuse his position to keep her out of legal trouble. Now, while we do not yet know all the facts in this case, Ms. Harmon's slurred speech, the level of driver error involved in her accident, and Deputy Henderson's response when Sheriff Harmon asked him whether his daughter had been drinking strongly suggest that she was intoxicated. Furthermore, even if the Snapchat post of Ms. Harmon thanking her dad was her actually reacting to getting out of the speeding ticket as she claimed, it still demonstrates a willingness to take advantage of her father's position for her own benefit, and to solicit or accept preferential treatment. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.
So that was interesting. And I'm going to show you guys one more thing. We're going to look at an article about a husband who is shocked to find out from his stay-at-home wife that he's not pulling his weight. If this is going to cooperate. So, husband shocked to discover his stay-at-home wife feels he's not pulling his weight. So, oh, yes, close that stupid thing. A husband's social media post has gone viral for summarizing in 2024 an age-old couples challenge. Is the guy pulling his weight around the house? The post on Reddit has racked up over 2,300 reactions and 1,000 comments in less than 24 hours. Well, that depends. Because how hard does the husband work out of the house? Does he work like 80 hours a week and then comes home and takes care of the kids? A husband, 36, said he and his wife, 38, have been married for 8 years. Oh, you sweet summer children. They have 2 kids, ages 7 and 5. Okay. 7 and 5, that's busy. But still, she is a stay-at-home mom, he wrote, in charge of all the housework and child rearing, while I work and cover us financially. Yeah, no. You need to also do some child rearing. and on the weekends, when you're not working, everybody needs to pitch in and do housework. He added a caveat right away, adding, "Before you start attacking me, hear me out." He said the couple ran into a bit of bad luck with debt 2 years ago, and as a result, he works about 50 to 60 hours a week to help us get out of it. The man, who didn't share his location but called himself some weird name, who said he was a carpenter, though the days were long and sometimes I drive quite a bit to get to the work sites. By the time I get home, I'm pretty much exhausted and beat and collapse into bed. He described the family's weekend routines, noting he takes his son and daughter to soccer games, then is back home for lunch, while my wife goes to her book club meetings, has lunch with her friends, and usually does some sort of yoga class. She is back by mid-afternoon, at which point she takes back over the kids. The husband said he makes dinner on Saturday nights and maybe does a bit of laundry and cleans the floors. Okay, so he's doing kid stuff on the weekends and housework stuff on the weekends. On Sunday, it is reversed. I go out with my mates. By mid-afternoon, I return. If our babysitter will come around, and we will spend the night together. That's fine. 10 to 12 hours a day. Yeah. 10 to 12 hours a day, and then he said a lot. He's read a lot about on social media about men not doing enough at home, but I never thought I was one of those guys. Yet recently, he wrote, his wife came to him, said that I need to start doing more around the house, that I need to start doing more cleaning, organizing, looking after the kids, grocery shopping, cooking. He added, I know that she does a lot, and I am in no way saying she doesn't deserve a break, but I am working really hard too, especially at the moment. I feel like I'm doing the best that I can at the moment with how much work I'm doing. I explained this to her and she said I was being ridiculous, that I spend all day at work having fun. What? I would spend all day at work having fun at work with my workmates while she deals with the children and all of the house chores, that I get home and just eat and go to bed. This isn't the plan forever, but I thought it was going all right for now. He invited others to weigh in on the situation. In an edit to his post, the man added afterward, I take care of all the bills, car payments, insurance dates. He also added of his wife, when she expressed her need for help, it was nothing in specific, and when we had this discussion, she did not have any specific examples, and even if she did, I leave at 5 a.m. and I'm not usually back till 7:30 p.m. He said I get home and shower, eat, and put laundry into the machine, unpack my work gear. I play, read, and clean up our kids, and I'm in bed by 8:30 p.m. I don't know how physically to find more time to contribute during the weekdays. This wife sounds like a bitch. Like, seriously, what a bitch. They have a really good schedule, and until their debt's paid off, and if she's not going to work, that's how it's gonna have to be. What a horrible woman. Many commenters in the social media thread had questions for the husband, with one asking if he left items around the house and expected his wife to clean up after him as well as after the kids. The husband, another person wrote that the wife lost any support I would have given her as soon as she said he gets to go to work and have fun all day with his mates. Yeah. A different commenter said, I'm guessing she is maybe lonely during the week and in need of other grown-ups to talk to. Maybe, but that's not a reason for her to say those horrible things to him. Yeah, when Pink Hollow worked the 10 to 12 hour shift, he wanted to just die when he got home, and that was before we had kids. Like, there was no, children for him to help me with or anything like that. He just got home and just wanted to sleep. What a horrible bitch. And every weekend she gets to go have lunch with her friends and do yoga class and all this shit and do book club, and then they get every Sunday night they get date night. What the fuck? What a lucky bitch. Holy shit. Overall, most commenters on the thread thought he was not in the wrong for how he was handling things, given the demands of his line of work. One person who was the main financial provider in the home wrote that this debate over household chores was one of the reasons they actually ended up divorced. Wow. The Associated Press noted a few years ago in relation to a new report, experts say one reason women report doing more housework and childcare work is not only because they actually do more, which is often true, but often because men aren't often aware of all the work involved that includes planning activities, planning appointments, and providing children with emotional support. What? Either I'm lucky because I have a man who understands all that, or these women are just calling their men stupid. 'Cause holy shit, that's insane. Gallup also reported in 2020 that although women comprise nearly half the U.S. workforce, they still fulfill a larger side of household responsibilities. Yeah, because they still work less hours in the workforce than men on average. So they have more time. Jesus Christ. This is over and over again. This is the thing that nobody fucking looks at. Women tend to have the jobs that allow them to work 40 hours a week or 30 hours a week at a salary so they can go home early and do more shit at home. Duh. They make up 50% of the workforce and yet they still do more at home. Yeah, because they're not at the workforce the same amount of time as their male counterparts are. Duh! It's obvious. She sounds like your stepmom. She does. She does. You're not doing enough. If the kids are over the age of 5, why are they not at school during the week? Yeah. That's a good point too. Why aren't they at school? So she's like that'll give her some extra time to do chores and relax. Holy shit, we've been live for 3 hours, guys. So I'm gonna go and eat and figure out other things to do for tomorrow's show. And thank you guys for watching and hanging out. I hope you like this new format. And I will be back and we will do another stream. And thank you for hanging out. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Don't forget to check out all of the links, the link tree, the streamlabs, all of that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.